Don't you love it?
Yeah, I do.
That's so cool. Oh, yeah.
Hello.
Come on over. This is Emma. Emma's from Gisborne. And if you don't know where Gisborne is, and already you put on one of your mom's outfits from growing up. So what we're doing today is a tribute to mom. And we're going to do this haircut first. Because that's what... How old was your mom in this picture?
I think she was like 14, 15 -ish?
Yeah, 14, 15, yeah. And she was modeling. She was hair modeling back then, so this would have been back in the early 80s probably.
Yeah.
And so she was hair modeling back then, and this is one of the haircuts we did. So today we're going to match what your mom had back then. So tribute to mom. And then you'll be back for about part 2, and we're going to do the other haircut, which is a shorter, but coiffy. But today we're doing that one.
Yeah.
Tribute to mom. And we don't have to do a wardrobe change because that's a legit one of your mom's wardrobes from the 80s.
Yeah, 16 I think.
Yeah, when she's 16, yeah. Because your mom moved to New Zealand when she was in her 20s.
Yeah.
And met your
Mid-20s,
dad.
yeah.
So and you were born here.
Yep.
Cool. That's the story. So we love moms, and then when we get a haircut, you're like, oh my god, I look like my mother. Either that's some people are like, oh my god, I look like my mother, like mortified, or some people like, oh my god, I look like my mother. Because if your mother's your biggest role model, then you look like your biggest role model. So in your scenario, you love your mom, and you want to look like your mom. And some people are like, oh my god, I look like my mom. Like it's the worst thing ever. Or someone, oh my god, I look like my mom. Like it's the best thing ever. So today is like, I look like my mom, but this is the best thing ever. Because we love our moms. Cool. So yeah, we'll do that haircut. Just grab a towel.
Yep.
And we'll have to pick a cake. I have the pink one, the purple one, and the stripy one.
Purple, because it's
You
my
like
mom's favorite
purple?
color.
That's your mom's favorite color?
Yep.
Okay, purple it is. Cool. And I've cut your hair before.
Yep.
I cut it from really long hair.
Yep.
We did Princess Diana's haircut twice.
Yep.
Yeah. And then now this is grown out from the Princess Diana's haircut. But we didn't film that because we did that because you're a singer.
Yes.
And you were going to England to sing.
Yep.
And then you came in and you said, I was thinking about getting a bob, so when I perform in England, and then this is a couple years ago now, and it was at a time when like the royal family thing on Netflix was popular, and I was like, why would you go to England with a bob when you could go to England with Princess Diana's haircut? He went, oh my god, that's even better. And then that haircut, the Princess haircut, messy, looked cool, and when you blew dry it coiffy, it looked cool as well. You love both.
Yep.
And also because your grandmother in England, that your mother's mom, is a hairdresser.
Yes.
Yeah. And also because you're going to go see her, and you want to show up with Princess Diana's haircut. So she's like, oh my god, that's a lovely haircut. What a lovely haircut. So it's win-win. And then we did it twice.
Yep.
And now this is grown up.
Yeah, because I never had any other hairstyle other than the fringe and then a little bit of a bob or longer hair.
Yeah.
So I was really, really nervous about getting my haircut short. Well, that wasn't my intent. I wasn't going to come in for that.
Yeah.
And then you're like, no, we have to do it. And I'm like, oh.
Yeah, that's true. Because it was like you were like, you had some ideas. I'm like, no, we're doing Princess Diana. And you're like, what?
I was so nervous, but I was so happy with the result.
Yeah, but it was because you were singing at, what's it called? The Shakespeare.
Yeah, the Globe.
The Globe. Yeah, that's what it was. And it was going to be a big red carpet thing.
No.
And then you had some ideas for your hair, and I said, well, no, if you're going to be like, from New Zealand, singing there, and if you want to make an appearance that they're going to love you, it's Diana's hair, especially now that it was all over Netflix and stuff.
Yeah.
So that's the reason why we did that. Cool. Oops.
Should I take off my hoops, or are they alright?
Yeah, I'm thinking, yeah. But also, the other thing about this haircut that we're doing today, I didn't mention, it's a bi-level cut.
Yes.
And on the channel, we've looked at them before, but this is so cool that your mom had a bi-level cut. So I'm excited to do that. I love bi-level haircuts. Yeah, just take the hoops out and throw them over here for now. But after your hair's cut, because it's ears exposed, yeah, we're going to see more of that stuff, more accessorizes and things like that. Cool. Come on over, let's wash your hair.
Yes.
I'll bring the camera over. They want to watch it sometimes. You have amazing earrings and piercings. You need to show them as well.
Yes, I don't really like wearing rings or bracelets.
Yeah.
And so my jewelry is earrings.
Earrings.
I have so many weird. I've got these earrings that are chickens wearing gumboots,
Yeah.
and I love them so much.
Yeah.
And then I've got a few that my friend Piper makes. Her name's Drawing Mango Cat,
Yeah.
which is part of the Wellington Collective.
I think I know Piper. I know of her. Like the name's come up before.
Yeah.
The Wellington Collective's come up before. I've
Yeah.
done help for people in that before, so I think it'll be a long time no see kind of thing, though.
Yeah.
Come on over. Level haircut, one of my favorites.
What's the longest hair you ever cut?
The longest I've ever
Yeah.
cut? Oh, like as long as it gets.
Oh my god.
Yeah, because all the years I've been doing it, I don't think there's anything I haven't done
Yeah.
at this point, including cultures. Like in Toronto, you have to do multicultural hair in Toronto to pass, you know, to get through your program. So then that means like Jamaicans and things like that. And the hair can be a bit more, it's a different approach,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
But in New Zealand, you don't get that opportunity. But being from Toronto, the best thing about Toronto is you get those opportunities, right?
Yeah.
So, yep, I love the diversity of Toronto and the experience I had there. New Zealand is, the multicultural here isn't as expansive, let's put it that way. Cool, let's look at this closer. Because it's flipped over, it's hard to tell how long the fringe is, but we're just going to cut your fringe.
Yep.
It is around the ears and it is shorter fringe. And your grandma did not do that haircut. So that she did as hair model, but your grandmother, we saw some pictures of haircuts your grandmother did
Yeah.
as well. But that's not one of your grandmas. We're hoping to start. I'm shorten that a little bit. Oh, that might be a bit heavy. Let's see. And it's spring in New Zealand now, so we can have the door open.
Yeah.
Finally. Nice sunny day out there, and we can hear the sounds of the street in the background. The bustling lines in the streets. Not at the moment, it's kind of quiet out there. But Wellington's only, 330,000 people live here?
I think so, yeah.
Not that big. Yeah.
Too big for me still though.
Yeah, because you come from Gisborne.
Yeah.
And you grew up on a farm in Gisborne.
Yep.
Like that's to, tell everyone like how you grew up. You grew up on a farm in Gisborne.
Yep. Yeah.
And then your mother, who was from England, came to New Zealand as a backpacker. And then she must have been out in Gisborne somewhere.
Yeah, she was out in was it Manatuki? Yeah, I think she
Yeah,
was in
yeah,
Manatuki.
just backpacking
yeah.
and touring the country.
Yeah.
And then your dad, what did he do? What did he say to her?
Oh,
He's a farmer. Saw this English backpacker. Must have said something good.
Yeah, one of his best mates was like, "Oh, there's this English chick. You should meet her. She's really really cool."
Yeah.
And I think Mum had been on a few dates before then,
Sure.
and she was like, "Nah, it wasn't really vibing with any of them." Like, nah,
Yeah.
just nah. And Dad was so nervous, but he came along and he asked her out, and then like, yeah, the rest is history.
Yeah, and the rest is history, eh? Yeah, that's so cool. And then she didn't go home to England.
Nah.
She married a farmer.
Yeah. Yeah, well, she always says that she fell in love with the farm, not dad, but I don't think that's true.
Well, the butterflies in your stomach are unquestionable,
Yeah.
but the comments you make are just, you know, because you don't want to humble him too much.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
want to keep him in his place. It's usually the base of all those,
Yeah.
of all that. Oops.
Yeah.
Leave it in.
Ah, yeah.
It'll be fine. Yeah, I heard your story through one of my clients' moms, who you know, she's from there, and her
Yeah.
mom comes down here to visit her daughter, comes for haircuts, and she told me the whole story about the whole thing
Aw,
before you
so
told me. I know I
sweet.
was saying that, but then you can tell the story for the camera. But I heard it. I heard it a few years ago. I heard the story about how your parents went a few years ago. There's another one of your neighbors who's also a farmer
Yeah.
told me the story about the woman from England
Yep.
married the farmer,
Yep.
the local farmer.
Local humble farmer.
Yeah.
Like, just, yeah.
So romantic.
Yeah.
But anyone out there, you know, if a farmer is interested in you, you
Oh,
want a
yeah.
different, you want a different life.
Yeah.
Wow.
Farmers love foreign people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a good life.
Yeah.
It's a different life. But I've heard other stories about that. You know, like one minute you're like a financial analyzer in a big city,
Mhm.
and then you meet some farmer, and then you sell it all. You know, you sell your apartment, you sell your car,
Yeah.
you move out there, you get the pickup truck, you learn to drive the tractors, you learn to milk the cows. Well, I think the machines milk the cows these days.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But you know, life changing. Then you have the kids.
Yeah, because my
Good life.
yeah, my well, she grew up in Orange. This is my dad's mum. And she was pen pals with my granddad's brother.
Oh, yeah.
They actually met through like a old like advertising thing, like be pen pals with someone from another country.
Oh, cool.
Like, kind of.
So an
thing.
agency would connect them,
Yeah.
but all through correspondence before the computers.
Yeah.
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 So you write them, and then people write them, and
Yeah.
then they join you, and they send you. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, and it was yeah, she became really good mates with her pen pal.
Yeah.
And then went over to meet him. And I think the story goes that they went out hunting, and my gran outshot him.
Oh, wow.
Hit every single target, or nearly like more targets than what my great uncle did.
Yeah.
Showed him up, and he was like, "Oh nah, actually, like she, not for me. Like she, yeah."
Oh,
And then she got
Yeah, some-
introduced to his brother. And
some
then,
people don't like to be shown up.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. And then it's like, oh, then so introduced to his brother,
Yeah,
and
his
that's
brother.
how
And
it
then-
came.
then
Yeah,
there we
that's how it
go.
came.
And
So
then-
it wasn't the agency that, you know, instead of the pen pals, but
Yeah.
then you made the connection, didn't work, but then they introduced somebody else, and then
Yeah.
it works. But online dating's like that too. Like you meet someone online, it's not working, but you go out and you're hanging out, but then you meet their
Meet
friend.
yeah.
So you didn't meet the person through online book dating. You met this person, and then it didn't work, but then you met their friend or whatever.
Yeah.
It's all the same thing, right?
Yeah,
It's just what it is. It gets you out of the house.
yeah,
It doesn't matter if it's pen pals or if it's online dating. It just gets you out of the house. It gets you out there talking to people. I think that's cool.
yeah.
Now the other one, the joke I'm gonna make is talk about someone showing you up, and then you didn't marry her. That'd be Anne Margaret and Elvis Presley.
Oh yeah.
You ever see that? Because she outdanced him.
Oh, true.
They were having an affair, and they were having an affair right through, like all the way through, like Elvis meeting Priscilla and building up that relationship. But Elvis was never going to marry her because, in his view, like Priscilla's like 15, you know, could bite and be, you know,
Yeah.
she doesn't have any talent, or you know, not that she has talent. I think Priscilla Presley's an amazing woman, but Anne Margaret, yeah, he wasn't going to marry a woman like that. There's all kinds of online stuff. I don't need to say any more, but there's all kinds of stories about that.
Yeah, and then he ended up marrying, my great uncle ended up marrying, what's it called, my grand's sister.
Oh yeah.
So, yeah. Which is really sweet. So they both came over from Australia to New Zealand,
Yeah.
and yeah, took over the farm together, and they
Nice.
yeah, both couples and their kids farm the farm.
This all sounds like amazing lives.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been learning a lot about my family history, or at least my grandside, because she passed away a few months back now.
Yeah.
But she was 96 and she lived like the most like coolest life. Like she's idol, like really really lovely lady, and so everyone was sad but also happy because she lived such like a long life and she gave so
Sure.
much. But yeah, just yeah, I love family history. Like we've it's called the first Burgess that came over to New Zealand. He was a John Burgess, and he broke in the farm that was down. I think this is in like 1894 or something like that.
Right.
And yeah, he took over our farm, got given it to him by the Crown. After the Crown stole it from everyone, from the locals, yeah.
Yeah, that's what happened.
And yeah, it's been in our family ever since, which is
So
pretty
it's generational farming.
Yeah, generational farming. And yeah, I think my dad might be the fifth
Sure.
generation on the
Now,
farm.
is there anyone
Yeah.
in your siblings that are interested, or is that going
Yes.
to be? Is it?
Yeah.
Because that's the challenge is with generational farming
Yeah.
in modern times, is if someone's going to pick up on it, or
And it's hard to buy that because it's like financially just really difficult
you
to
can't
yeah.
you can't buy a
It's-
farm
Yeah.
like in startup like that anymore. So yeah, I've been watching a lot of YouTube videos about farming, and it's the generational stuff. You look at the accumulation of things like the tractors and the harvesters, and those are millions of dollars worth of equipment. You can't go out and start up that stuff. That's all accumulated generation after generation after generation, or corporate farming.
Yeah.
And then you work for the corporate farm
Mhm.
because they can afford all that stuff. So yeah, it's very sad, to be
Yeah.
honest.
They
But
can
pro-
also afford to look after the environment, but they choose not to as well.
Yeah, yeah.
Not-
But you were saying last week that your family does do
Oh, yeah,
a lot of environmental
really,
practices
yeah.
already. Just not because it's regulated, but because it's the right
It's just
thing to
it's
do.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the family farm had been in a trust for such a long time that we never really had the money to like chop down all the trees and clear out all the waterways and optimize the farm to lay in the land. And now the fashion is that we actually want trees everywhere all over the farm, and we want waterways to be lined with trees and stuff. But we're fortunate enough that we're already quite established
Yeah.
with all that.
Yeah.
So hopefully when or if like the tax will come in for farmers,
Yep.
that it won't affect us as much as others. Hopefully, fingers
Yeah.
crossed.
Because you guys are doing it before a law
Yeah.
passes.
Before, yeah.
So when the law passes, you'd just be like, meh.
yeah, yep.
Yeah. That's good.
Yeah, my sister's a.
But also, because you live on the land, when you
Yeah.
give a lot of it back to nature, that's your backyard.
Yeah.
You know, it's just, and also you're reducing your workload
Mhm.
if you don't have to work as all that land anymore.
Yeah. And it's also just land that was not really used properly anyway. Like it's just like
Mostly
steep country. or-
Grazing, mostly
Yeah.
grazing back
Yeah.
then. Yeah. Sheep grazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. New Zealand, I think they used to say like back, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, there was like 80 million sheep in New Zealand, but now they've reduced that
Right.
number down to like, I don't know, nowhere near those numbers.
No,
but
it's not that much. But
no,
it's still,
it's
there's still more sheep than there are people. Yeah.
I think it's 3 or 4 times sheep than people.
Yep.
But when you look at the height of how many sheep were in this nation, it was way higher than it is now.
Yeah.
So, that's a lot of grazing land, historical grazing land
Mhm.
that is really required. Yeah, and I think, I don't know. Farming is more efficient than it was anyway.
Yeah.
You used to need a lot more land to yield less food, and you
Yeah.
use less land to yield more food, kind of concept.
Mm.
But boy, the price of eggs in this country are real expensive.
I know.
Because they passed a law saying that the chickens need more space.
Yep.
And so we're paying what, $1.25, $1.50 an egg. So you buy a dozen eggs, they're about $12 or more. Like if I buy 12 eggs for like $11, $11.50, that's a bargain. So that's about $1 an egg.
Yeah.
That's astronomical, but that's all linked to a law change. Because the more space you give to the chickens, land costs money.
Yep.
So you have to pass it on to the consumer. So So we did pass that law that chickens have to have more space.
Yeah.
And we're probably paying the highest amount per egg in the Western world, I'd say. I don't think of anyone who pays more than we do. Let's do that.
And even then, we're still not completely cage free.
No.
Even though we're advertised as, like, it's
Yeah.
not that truly the case. you
Yeah.
know.
There's still shed
Shed.
going on.
Yeah.
But also you have to consider, like, I'm from Canada. And there's the argument, well, you know, it's nice to have the chickens run free. Yeah, that sounds nice. But it's -30 outside and
Yeah.
it goes this deep. If you put them outside, they're not going to
True.
survive.
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
going to be dead by the morning. Also, they got hawks and bald eagles and things like that. And they love eating
Yums.
chickens.
Yeah, that
Yum.
sounds good. Yeah.
They got falcons and all kinds of things. So even in the summertime, it's warm weather. They get picked up by the predators. I used to live in Nova Scotia. Lots of bald eagles. They love chickens. So yeah, you leave them out in the open summertime, and the bald eagles, you'll lose quite a bit to the bald. Let's say you lose a third of your chickens to the bald eagles, right?
Yeah. Have you seen those videos of I think it's in sort of like Sweden, that sort of side of Europe area,
Yeah.
where all the cows in the winter have to be in the shed because it's too cold for them.
Yeah.
And then they all get let out and they're so happy and they're
In the
prancing
spring.
around. Yeah.
Yeah,
and
that's
they're
true.
prancing around. Oh, they're just
Yeah.
the happiest
They're-
thing.
they're
Oh,
cooped
it's
up for the winter.
gorgeous. Yeah.
Because they won't survive outside. Yeah, no, that's all true. That's all other things to consider. Yeah, it's like, well, the laws we have here wouldn't work for Canada.
No.
Because the chickens, you just mortality rate, you're increasing the mortality rate. But New Zealand is a beautiful temperate climate, and the chickens can live outside year round here.
Yeah.
But we're also an island with limited space,
Mm-hmm.
so we're giving the chickens more space.
Yeah, my sister's agricultural. She's got an ag science degree,
Cool.
and she is working to help farmers plant more trees around their places.
Yeah.
So she'll go and like survey them, and that's such an inspiration. I think that's such a
That's amazing.
cool job, and it's cool. Yeah, testing their waterways, making sure they're not as polluted as much.
Yeah.
And
Everyone else, yeah.
so that kind of like sustainable attitude runs in my family. 'Cause
Yeah.
my brother's wants to be a shepherd. He's so cute. He wants to take over the farm.
Cool.
And I think he'll be able to do it. He's very capable, but the only issue is that he's a lot younger than us. And my parents are older.
Right.
So it's like, will he have the time to make his own money to then buy the
Hey,
farm?
Buy the farm.
Yep. So I think the idea is that, or a possible future idea, is that Jasmine and I will help him buy the farm by buying shares into it as well.
Yeah.
And then eventually over the years he'll pay us out. Yeah.
Cool.
Because that's how my dad got the farm.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's how his dad got the farm. Like,
Yeah.
that's all like the way it used to be. Yeah.
Yeah.
But there's not much money in it. It's more of a lifestyle.
No, it is. But also one thing about land, once you sold the land's forever gone.
Yes.
You never get it back.
Yeah.
And then down the road, you're like, oh, we never should have sold that land
Yeah.
because it's forever inaccessible.
Mm-hmm. And it's been in our family for such a long time, and
That's right.
we've like as a family pretty like culturally aware of like the significance of the land and its uses even before we got it given to us. The Hungara River was used as transport, or as like a walking route for Māori to go from Gisborne to sort of more inland. And so my great granddad's he used to trade with Māori that would pass through, and and such, and I think he even spoke Māori fluently, and even ended up like my family's got a little bit of Māori in us, like just from him,
Yeah.
from back then.
So you're got the part that says Maori or descendant of Maori?
No, I
You
don't.
don't know?
No,
I
I think
do.
oh, you did. Cool.
Even though I'm not.
Oh,
The,
yeah.
the New Zealand government made a mistake,
Oh no.
and then I got all this stuff in the mail that says I'm Maori or descendant of Maori,
Mm.
and I didn't do anything to make that happen.
Oh my
but
goodness.
I just one day I got, because I moved to New Zealand and I was only here for maybe lived in the country 6 weeks or so,
Mhm.
and I lived in the back half of a house, and all the girls in the front were all Maori.
Mhm.
And the apartment I rented, traditionally, it was always only Maori that lived there. But what happened was the house was put into a new trust. I was like the first white guy to live in this house. So, but I remember back then, what I did was we got a bunch of forms from the government when you first moved, and then you registered and all this kind of crap.
Mhm.
And then when it said ethnicity, it said like New Zealand, European, blah, Maori, this, that. I remember looking at the 5 choices. I said, I'm not that, I'm not that, I'm not that, I'm not that, and I'm certainly not other. So I ticked nothing.
Oh no, so they assumed.
And I mailed it off. And whoever did the data entry
Saw that
ticked
you- yeah.
Maori. And then what happened? Like, I just sent it off, I don't care. So weeks go by, then all of a sudden I'm getting mail from IRD that to pick your Marai. But I don't know, I'm an immigrant, I don't know what
Yeah,
this stuff
yeah,
means.
yeah.
So I go to the girls in the front, I go, hey, what is this? And they look and they go, the government thinks you're Maori. I go, and I'm thinking about it, I go, oh, it must have been that thing. It also must be this house, because everyone in Wellington knows everybody.
Yeah.
And then probably because I didn't put anything, but they saw the address.
Yeah.
And the house was the White House in Kilburney,
Oh
near
yeah.
Corner Bar. Everybody knows that house. Everyone knows Corner Bar. And the person probably went, "Oh, that's the Maori house." But I was the first person to live in that house under a new trust fund, and then I was the first non-Maori to ever live in that house.
God.
And then so anyhow, but then I get all this stuff I get in the mail, for Maori from the ministries and things like that. I'm laughing, and so the girls in front of it just laughing at it. They thought it was hilarious. They thought it was great. So I'm like, yeah, fresh off the boat. Oh, you can see your haircut taking shape now. Isn't that awesome? Aren't you just vibing it? Like
Yeah, I'm
you got
really
your mom.
like it,
You
yeah.
got your mom vibes. And it's not a mullet haircut. It's like this is a bi-level cut. Now some of it I've left a bit longer. Like the back should actually go up a little more. We might, but I'm just gonna play around with it for a
Yeah.
bit. We're not keen on cutting it too short.
Yeah,
but
yeah, yeah.
we want it like a little more around the ears, a little more. Yeah, we want to do. Oh, I get my mic.
Yeah, I think I do qualify, but
You
I
probably
just,
do, but it doesn't. It's no consequence. It doesn't do anything. does
no, I don't need the extra support or like that should
No.
go to people who are in more need.
Yeah,
than me,
absolutely,
yeah.
absolutely. I've never done anything like It's just someone made a mistake and I just laughed and
Yeah.
tweeted. Just que sera.
Yeah.
I did scan it, the document, put it on Facebook, and said, "Look at that." And then one of the girls says, "Oh, it was a mistake. You just call them and then they'll fix it." And I said, "Oh, look at that! I just become a Maori and already you're trying to take it away." Made that joke, but nah. What happened with me is you get the forms for voting and stuff like that.
Mhm.
I just fill it out correctly and send
Yep.
it back. Yeah, so that's all I do about it. Just they send something and then I just if there's anything incorrect, you just take what's correct
Yeah.
and send it back. That's all I do. But it was kind of cool because I was getting all these letters and things, so I would read them,
Yeah.
and especially the girls in the front, because you get even things from Ministry of Health, or you get things from. So I'd read through them because regular people don't get those things.
Mm.
So then I'm just learning, and then just hanging around those girls all the time, and all those girls that I was in front of the house, and their friends. I was doing their hair for years. And we hang out all the time. Made poi, taught me how to do it.
Ah, yes.
Because when you first move here, that's the best. If you're sharing a house with Maori girls, and you're hanging out all the time, and then they teach you all everything, you get immersed into it all. I love that. And then years later, we still bump into each other.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Yeah. But what happened? The lockdowns kind of disconnected me from a lot of people I used to know, and I live out in the suburbs now. But we still bump into each other, or see people. Sometimes they come for their hair.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to do kapahaka.
Did you?
Yeah, all
Yeah.
the way through primary and intermediate.
Yeah, my daughters do that stuff
Oh,
now.
I loved it so
Yeah.
much, and so yeah, I really enjoy. I was actually pretty useless. I was pretty uncoordinated. I'm a lot better now, but yeah,
Yeah.
we used to have to do the poi. But my favourite was the I've forgotten what they're called, but the sticks.
Right.
How you go sort of like stomp the sticks on the ground, like you're sitting
Right.
cross-legged, and then you pass it between the. Oh, it was so sweet.
Yeah.
Because my country school, there was only in between 20 to 25 of us when I was there.
Yeah.
And I was, at the end of it, I was the oldest by 2 years,
Yeah.
as a 11 and 12-year-old. So it was pretty isolating. I didn't know a lot of people my age. And but it also meant that education was fantastic. I loved that school so much. I had such a good time there. So when I came into Gisborne to do high school, my classrooms were the same size as my entire school.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Are
It
you
was
liking
so
the the back
intimidating.
or shorter?
I
You
like that. Yeah,
You
I like that. Yep.
So we'll leave it. It's probably a bit longer than what that was,
Mhm.
but I like it too. It's
Yeah.
kind of gnarly.
Yeah.
Let's do a flick out. You don't have to exactly match it, but we're gonna do your version of it.
Yeah.
Also, your mom has wavy, curlier hair.
Yes,
You
she
have
does.
dead straight hair.
Yeah.
But you're probably gonna get that. You're gonna get that from your dad's side.
No, actually,
Oh, is it?
well, both my parents have curly hair. like
Yeah.
wavy curly
Oh, so
hair.
who knows where you're getting it from?
I think it might be. I actually don't know. I think it actually might be on my dad's side, but way back.
Yeah, way
It's-
back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of because both my siblings, we should all have red hair.
Yeah.
Because my dad's carrot,
Right.
and my mum's got the red hair gene as well. So
Right.
statistically, we as kids we're all more likely to have red hair
Right.
and curly hair as well. But no, my sister is brownie blonde, and my brother's brown, and I'm a little bit red. But
Yeah. That's cool.
Those are genes. Or maybe I'm adopted. Who knows?
No.
No, I'm not. I look too much like my parents.
Yeah,
Could it?
exactly. There's no way you were. Yeah, I'm loving this.
Yes,
I'm gonna pass through here. We'll take a break and we'll blow dry it.
Yeah, before I came here, I had no confidence in cutting my hair and doing different
True.
styles and stuff.
True.
And now I'm regretting that I never did it when I was younger.
True. But that's what happens because if you
Yep.
never did it before, you're making up for it now.
Yeah, definitely. Because I've dyed my hair. I've put blonde streaks in it before, hoping
Yeah.
that it would make it more red, but it ended up just going more brown.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've never dyed my hair either.
Yeah.
Um,
I wouldn't be keen on coloring because I love your color.
yeah, I like my color too. Yeah.
Yeah. Also, the way that's blow dry with it flipped over, your hair is gonna have a hard time doing that. So but it doesn't matter. Right now, we're gonna do the wash and wear, shake it and go. I'll put the machine on it, and then we'll do a mousse and blow dry with it. But we'll just because I want to see how it looks with your day to day do nothing.
Yeah.
And then we'll do the over top 80s blow dry.
Yeah. But that's nature. There's nothing we can do about it.
Yeah.
But
I'm an immigrant. Sometimes Kiwis are like, oh, these immigrants. And I'm like, yeah, I'm an immigrant. I didn't take your jobs.
Yeah.
I created the jobs.
Yeah.
I didn't take your money because I paid for this myself.
Yeah,
I didn't
yeah.
borrow any money. I didn't burden your health care because I've never been to the hospital.
Yeah.
You know, last time I went to the hospital was in Canada. I didn't
Far
do.
out, that's
Yeah, I didn't do
pretty-
anything. I
pretty
haven't burned
decent.
anything. Been here since
Yeah.
2011. I didn't burden anybody. You took our jobs. No, I didn't. In fact, I employed Kiwis.
Yeah, yeah.
And then what did I do? I created a couple more Kiwis. Okay, so yeah. Yeah, we're gonna back on because that part's gonna be all sped up and stuff. So
Yeah.
yeah, here we are. This is nicely curled, kind of a freestyle kind of curl. And I'll show you the back before I brush it out. I'm
Oh,
gonna
yeah.
brush it out.
Oh, wow.
And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna take the brush and we're gonna brush it out. I'll spin it so they can see.
Yes.
So this is the curling iron before being brushed out. And then we take this, and you can even do this sort of thing. And I'm going to do it, so we're going to go that way, a little bit there, and then the fringe a little bit there. And this is going to be hair that's going to make your grandma proud. You wanted curly hair? Well, now it's brushed out, but yeah.
Yeah.
And no more than that, but that's pretty good. And then we'll take a stronger hairspray and kind of build that up a little bit.
Oh. How expensive is that hairspray stuff? is it?
$30 each
Oh, yeah,
retail,
but
but I
it's-
pay. I don't pay
yeah.
that much wholesale, but they sell for $30 each.
But they're pretty big, pretty decent.
Oh yeah, awesome. You look like you're gonna go to prom.
Yeah. I don't think my hair's ever been done this nice before, even.
Yeah. Now the next question will be, do you want to leave with your hair like this today, or you want me to wash it out?
No, I think leave it with this.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Yeah,
Walk,
totally.
walk around town, do some things.
Yeah, I would. But you're a singer. You're cool with
Yeah.
exhibitioning yourself a little bit. And also, Kiwi's never bothered by that kind of stuff.
No.
Go shopping,
Yep.
and then be like, go up to the people that excuse me, can I help you with anything? Be like,
Yeah.
yeah, have you got any dresses that go with this hair?
Yeah.
Always like get attention towards your hair.
Yep.
And be like, I think so. Am I happy with that? I think so. It's good enough.
Yeah.
We're just having fun. And then I'll blast it a minute with the diffuser. Wires over here are crossed. Got everything's all crossed up.
Yeah, I don't have any plans today, but I'll have to see what my mates are doing.
Yeah. If I didn't have to pick up my kids, I'd take you to a bar.
Oh, yeah.
Both of you. I'd love to see you on stage singing with hair like this. I don't know if you could do it. If you're doing country, maybe.
Yeah.
Isn't that fun?
Whoa.
It's like a wall of hair.
Yeah.
And it looks like you have more hair. That is so fun.
That's so cool.
And the best part is you're gonna go out in the public with it.
Yep.
That's the best. Isn't that amazing? And with the hooped earrings and
Yeah.
everything, and oh my god, yeah, you look like 1984.
Yeah, yeah.
That's what we were going for. Come on over, let's take some after
Yep.
shots. Last shots of the day. Cool. Come on over. We'll stand behind the chair and we'll say bye to the
Oh, yeah.
tubers. Come on over here and stand here. And oh, look at our new rug on the floor. That's a lot.
Oh, yeah.
That's a lot of hair there. Maybe they can see if they want. Do they want to see your new rug?
Yeah.
There you go. That was a lot of hair. That was fun though.
That was really good.
Yeah.
Oh, well, thank you so much.
Yeah, so you're gonna leave it. You're gonna go out in public with it
Yeah.
because usually like go at this point like we can watch it up. You wanna go like no, I'm going to
No,
public with
no,
it.
no.
Gonna go shopping. Gonna go to the cafe.
Yeah.
Gonna go do everything and go hang up the rest of the day. Go home tonight and shock everybody. And this was part one of mom's doing your mom's hair.
Yeah.
You'll be back for part two. I reckon. How many weeks do you want to keep this?
I don't know, maybe like a month or
Yeah,
so?
I'm thinking
Yeah.
4 to 6 weeks.
Yeah.
Maybe just 6 weeks. Because what's happening? I'm about 6 weeks behind, like when I'm filming and editing anyway.
Yeah.
So it's, but we'll book you for 6 weeks for the next,
Yeah.
which is going to be like, yeah, the next one's going to be like the top's going to be the same, but the back's going.
Yeah.
It's going to be around the ear, short in the back,
Yeah.
and then full major coif in the month. We have the picture over there, but we're not going to show it. We're going to show it at the start of the next video. But it's exactly the same thing. A haircut her mother used to have in the early '80s.
Yeah.
So we did this one. And like I said, we didn't quite match it because your hair wasn't going to do this. Your hair is much stronger, but we did this instead. But inspired, like your grandmother and your mom and grandma when they watched this.
Yeah.
There you are. So fun. Cool. That's it. We're at for today. We'll see you in 6 weeks.
Yep.
But when they see it, I'll put the two together.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they'll see it one after the other.
So see you in
Awesome.
like 2 seconds then.
Yeah, see you in 2 seconds. For us, 6 weeks. For them, next video. Awesome. Thanks, everybody. Leave a comment below. Tell us what you think. This was fun. We love it when we do mom's hair.
Yep.
Bye, tubers. Hi, tubers.
Hi, tubers.
Hi, tubers. Hi, tubers.